Hey, what's up everybody? It's Truck Talk Tuesday, and today I want to talk about milestones, successes, and what you define success as. Like, what's your definition of success? Well, I'm gonna tell you what mine is anyway. So let's get after it. Truck Talk Tuesday, baby. Woo! So today I wanted to discuss. There's like 4 or 5 milestones in my life that have really created the opportunity and success, or what I consider success for me throughout my life. Diving into it, I went to school, I went to college for construction management, and construction management has really kind of paved the way for me to get to where I'm at right now. And I say that kind of lightly. I guess I wasn't like the top honor student in college, but I did do well enough to where I was able to get internships. So my first milestone was getting into college. Second milestone was I did internships to prepare me to get a job after college. It was kind of a touch and go there for a minute, because in 2008, well, we all know what happened in 2008. The economy crashed, right? It was one of the worst times to try to get a job for a college student, and I was very fortunate enough to have prepared myself and receive an offer prior to the crash, and also for the company that offered me the offer to continue to extend it, because I did have 2 or 3 that were pulled from me before I could even accept or decline. So I did my internships, performed well in my internships, and then I got my full-time position. And I was 2009, went down as like a 23-year-old kid down to the Phoenix metro area. And from there I worked at a job I worked for almost 10 years in construction management. I was a field engineer, worked my way up to project engineer, and on the verge of being a project manager. And then at that point, I wasn't really feeling the whole big vibe of the corporate culture, or at least where I was at. It's a great company. I don't knock the company at all. It just wasn't for me anymore. I had to kind of step outside the box and recognize that. And I was fortunate enough to where I did recognize it, and I made a change before it was too late. And by too late, I mean like by having kids and having too many obligations to where I couldn't afford to do it. So I took a leap of faith. My wife quit her job, and 3 months later I quit my job. We set ourselves up. We were fortunate enough to have, a decent, not the best, but we had some money to work off of, but then we just had to put in the grind and put in the work. Personal milestone for me was to be able to believe in myself enough to take the leap of faith, and believe in my wife to be able to, work together and build a real estate business to where it was self-sustaining, self-sufficient, and making money. And if anybody knows real estate at all, it's very difficult to do that. So that was like the third milestone in my life, was to not only, jump from the corporate life and get into real estate, but also do it with my wife. And that was kind of a big deal. And for us, it's proved to be a blessing. And we're not any slouches by any means. We work our butts off, and if anybody is ever thinking about getting into real estate, make sure you realize it is not easy, and it is a ton of freaking work, man. And it's, a lot of weekend work. It's a lot of just grinding. You got to get out of talk about testing your comfort zones. You got to get out of your comfort zone so much in the real estate game. But I digress. We'll move on. So that was my kind of third milestone, was be able to take a leap of faith and start a business with my wife. Fourth was taking a milestone that I think was important or good for me, was in those 2 years of real estate that I did. We still are doing real estate, but I'm currently in a different position now. But in those 2 years that I took off and was doing real estate, I was able to kind of sit down and reflect and kind of figure out where I wanted my life to be, and kind of realign what I wanted to do with my life. And it really brought focus on how I wanted to do it and where I wanted to go, or where I wanted to go and how I wanted to do it. And I read a lot of books, did a lot of YouTube. I want to do more creating. I love creating. I have a creative bone inside of me. I just gotta tap into it, and I gotta get out of my box a little bit. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm doing this still. And the next kind of milestone was for me to, I guess not necessarily milestone. So Rachel and I, being self-employed in the real estate game, it's very difficult to have insurance, and let alone insurance to cover any infertility stuff. And infertility if anybody knows infertility, it is not easy. It's emotionally, it's painful, physically and emotionally, it's expensive. It drains the bank account. Like, there's just so many factors that go into why it's not good and how it's just so stressful. But I was given the opportunity, or I had an opportunity approach me about joining a new company, and it was back into the construction industry. And I kind of analyzed it. I initially was completely against it. I didn't want to do it. I was doing what I loved in real estate, marketing, being creative. But then I stepped back and I looked at it, and I was like, man, this is a great opportunity. Not only does it pay well, but the benefits are like amazing. And just the benefits alone were like a $15,000, I don't say pay bump, but like a benefit, right? And the benefits, come to find out, actually covered infertility. So not only would we be paying less for insurance a month, but we would have coverage for the things that we really want to do. We really want to start a family, and we have a lot of factors playing against us, and this is going to help us. So I bit the bullet, and the other milestone would be me preparing myself, or having myself prepared to be able to accept a position at a different job to where I can benefit myself, my family, and us to create a family, essentially, and take a position and take it on my own terms. That was the other thing that was kind of big for me, is I took the job on my own terms. It wasn't like I needed to go do this job because we were doing well, or we're still doing well in real estate, but like I didn't need to. And it was way easier for me to take a job knowing that it's my decision versus I'm having to do that. And it was just a lot easier for me to do. So all that said, the 5 milestones that have really affected me, or I've kind of stepped back and realized that are milestones in my life, are little milestones or little points of success in my life that I never really stepped back to think about it. But my wife Rachel, she was like, you need to talk about these, because this is like the 5 things that have kind of got you to where you're at and why you are so successful. And the definition of success for me isn't necessarily driving around Lamborghinis or Ferraris or having the mansions with the pools and all that great stuff. Granted, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of that stuff would be awesome to have, but I don't need it. I don't need it to be to have a definition of success. My definition of success is to not just to live a comfortable life, and to be comfortable in the house. I mean, I still have a house. I have a paid-for truck. Hey, Truck Talk Tuesday. And I have 1 car payment, and I got some other miscellaneous bills. But other than that, like, I've set it up pretty good for myself to where I don't need a lot. And that right there is kind of a definition of success for myself. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not just gonna stop. I'm gonna be content but not satisfied, if that makes sense. I'm gonna coin that. Content but not satisfied. I'm always striving to get better. I'm always striving to, you know, do more deals or try to get more estimates done at my new job. I'm always trying to be better and be more efficient at what I do. Trying to step out of my box by doing things like this, and really trying to get myself out there and be more creative and just kind of do it, you know, just get out there and do it. And well, that's how I'm never satisfied, but I'm content. I'm getting out there. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, push the fear box a little bit, and just get better. So I challenge you, you know, tell me, what's your definition of success? Maybe there's some milestones throughout your life that you can kind of pinpoint that has gotten you to where you're at now, and then where do you want to go? I want to know where you guys want to go. Like, what do you define success as, and where do you see the next challenge, and where do you see the next thing that you want to get going? Yeah, if you like this video, come on, give me a little subscribe love, huh? And then also, next Tuesday, I'll be dropping another video. I'm not sure what the topic is yet, but I'm going to drop another video. And then I'm going to try to just sprinkle little videos here and there. And so make sure you hit the notification button, the little belly deal, so that you get notified when I just sprinkle some random videos at you. Anyway, till next time, see you next Tuesday. Ah, man, I need to maybe change that. Truck Talk Tuesday, next Tuesday. How about that? Anyway, peace.